Hello, my name is Eric Smith. My issue was based in Washington, D.C., in the United States of America. And my issue, what it's called is No Kids Hungry. And what that is, it's an organization that has went to all these local schools, not only in Washington, D.C., in Detroit, um, the Midwest, and all that, just to see, you know, why these, students in, let's say, don't want to say urban, the less fortunate areas are, not as successful as kids in more fortunate areas. And um, and this is it's a local group, and but they're trying to convert to a national group on a national level. So they started off small, and now they're growing. They went from just Midwest, Washington D.C., all that kind of thing, and now they're moving to California. Actually, read an article that said they actually were in Compton, California, which is also a ghetto there, and and I believe that is very sustainable because there are a lot of less fortunate adults in this world, and a lot of less fortunate children in this world. And I think that with that kind of opportunity being there for these children to find a way to get food, get things they need to be successful, because food brings you all kinds of nutrients, and it helps a lot. They define the issue by, as I said earlier, by going to these local schools and saying, well, you know, and they actually did an experiment where they had 30 kids from the less fortunate school take a test, and 30 kids um, from the fortunate schools, and they all scored um, very high. But a key fact was that morning, the testing center offered them all, I want to say, not too much, pancakes and orange juice, something like pancakes, eggs, and orange juice, if I'm not mistaken, or and they had a choice of chocolate milk, and they all did well. And um, once the scores came back, a teacher from the lower income school said a lot of these children come to school and say, we haven't eaten dinner, we haven't eaten a day. A lot of them are asleep. A lot of them are, you know, can't afford lunch at the school. A lot of them don't have any snacks on snack time, and it's not all, but it was enough for this to actually be something that needed to be handled. And the audience is the parents, bus drivers, teachers, everybody in the community has to interact with these children. Basketball coaches, football coaches, ballet instructors, all those things have been. I mean, all those people have become the audience because it's like you guys have to pay closer attention. You're thinking that this athlete is just tired from the exercise, but really this student athlete hasn't eaten in 2 or 3 days. You know what I mean? And I believe that the message is just to always ask questions, always, because I know personally playing sports, my coaches never cared. They only cared if I produced on the football field and or things like that. But they never really tried to see, hey, have you eaten today? Have you? And that's not their job. They're not your parent. But depending on the area and the closer you get with the coach, or closer a coach gets with his players, you should kind of get a vibe for things. And the plan was to um, provide mandatory meals for these students. When these students walk in the classroom, there will be a peanut butter and jelly on their desk, a chewy bar on their desk, something every morning to get these children's day started. And and um and they tried it for a week, but it was very expensive in the lower income communities. For the higher income, it was easy. So what they're trying to do now is have a bunch of fundraisers on basketball, car washes, all those kind of things. The plan was evaluated, but the plan was evaluated while also being tested. So it was kind of a test being evaluated, if that makes sense. And I selected this because I could relate to it. Growing up, I didn't really have much. An egg sandwich might have been my lunch and dinner. You know what I mean? So I wish that something like this would have been around for me. And I think it is very effective, and I think it will continue to be effective because you have a bunch of people who are willing to make a way. And with it being a very, how can I say this, a very distinct thing, I believe that it will be effective. I believe that it will be very effective. And also, I want to say that I think that with if a bunch of people put their thoughts together, things can work out. You know, and just look out for the children because they are the future of our society. Thank you so much.